I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient, and soon it can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud, you don't.
Okay, EPS module replacement for a Honda Civic Mk8 2007 UK right hand drive. It's located behind the fuse box, mounted onto the fender there. So first of all, you're going to want to remove the lower dash, take out the side bolt, and then pull off the panel. It's just clipped in. You don't really need to take the instrument cluster out, but I saw in other videos of different types of Civics, people can access the upper bolt from up here. Not in this case. Where's my torch? Where's my torch gone? I've lost my torch. In my case, it's just full of cobras and boa constrictors, so you're not going to be able to do it this way. So that leaves you back down here. Now to get this would be to make it more accessible, you want to remove the door trim that's covering over here, and then you want to get a pry bar of sorts underneath the rubber, wedge it into the crack, the gap between here and there, and use the elbow joint of the pry bar to press on, to lean on the plastic, to deform it, to push it in. And when you push it in, you'll be able to release it. You've got one clip there, one clip at the bottom, and the rest are plugs, so with a good yank it'll come off. That takes you down here. Now if you look at the EPS unit, so it's mounted on the side here with the cables coming out the bottom. You've got a lower hole, a side hole which is a nut on a stud, and the upper one which is a cutout, which is handy. So then the top bolt doesn't really need to be completely removed. So to get the lower bolt, right, and I'm going to need the torch again. Alright, to get the lower bolt, it's pretty straightforward. A ratchet will do that nicely. The side bolt, I found sliding a wrench up the side was probably the easiest way. Or otherwise, if you are able to get a ratchet on there, you might, no, I've only got a basic set, but what I ended up doing was, if I just take off the end, was drilling out the socket a little bit to accommodate the length of the stud, so turning that into a semi deep socket of sorts. So once those two are out, you're then left with the challenge of the upper one, which you're not going to be able to see, and it's going to have to be a feely touchy job. So I loosened up the fuse box to try and get access this way. It's a no-go. And go ahead and unplug whatever cables you can, and you might find, as far as like these are the cables going into the door, they can be in the way, because as you're trying to pull it out, it kind of gets hung up, the unit gets hung up, and they become a bit of an obstacle. So you want to remove, this is part of the harness that goes to the EPS. you want to remove that, and further up you might find a tool like a long nosed semi-angled off pair of pliers to slide up there and depress that pin holding the hornet's nest of relays. That this is ultimately the way you want to go about it. You want to move this this hornet's nest out the way. Then if you've got something you can slide up there like a slim ratchet, and you can do the job, then great. If not, with a lot of extensions, I had a ratchet over here, extension over the steering column, brake and accelerator over the top here, with a wibbly wobbly, you know what I mean by wibbly wobbly, a wibbly wobbly flexible extension to the final socket, and you just need to loosen it up. You need to loosen it up enough to be able to, hold on, you want to be able to angle or pivot the module to release it off that side stud and then slide it out. So, and you want a bit of contortion to maneuver it out of position. Sliding it back in, you want to be able to jam it up into that top bolt and then slide it onto the stud, and that'll hold it in place while you get your fasteners sorted out. This piece here, this black bit, that's another cable tie. If you can get behind it and pinch it together, then great. If not, it might be time to slide a knife in and just slice that harness away from the cable tie. Another tool you might find useful are hose pliers, or forceps as I like to call them, to pinch either side of any connectors, or if you haven't got a good grip on the connector, you can kind of use this to liberate those. A flat bladed screwdriver might be also handy to depress any tabs that releases any cables in the way. And that's about it. I think that's generally the tools you'll need. They're 10mm bolts and nuts. And this is generally the tools I got on the floor here. Okay, hope it helps. Good luck. Finally we're giving birth. Wires out of the way. Out of the way. Well, it's loose, it's coming out. It's coming out, get the fork out. Come on. Come in. Oh. Right, so I'm gonna get it out.